storms moving through the valley. This is what it looked like just outside our studios near Valley View and Desert Inn. And you can see the activity on our 13 First Alert Desert Doppler right now. The good news tonight, no reported injuries or property damage. We have team coverage of the storms. Austin Carter is live near Valley View and Sirius, where we're seeing some street flooding. But first, we want to go straight over to 13 First Alert meteorologist Dan Braun is keeping track of it all for us. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, what an active night across Las Vegas. We saw those storms kind of develop, and they produced some heavy rainfall. Now, things not as active right now, but we're still seeing light rain across the whole valley. A little batch of stronger rain trying to move into the city right now up in Centennial Hills. If that holds together, we'll just kind of follow the 95 southward, just producing some rainfall there. Shouldn't be much of a concern. The heaviest rain pushed back towards Boulder City. It is just following the river right now. Look at that very heavy rainfall down there. We have a bunch of flood advisories to talk about. These are just saying you're going to come across standing water. One issued for the main part of the city until 11:45. We got one for the southwest until midnight, and then one for the southeast, includes Henderson, Boulder City, until 12:45 there. And also, one was just lifted at 11 o'clock up to our north. Good news there. Rainfall totals, estimated rainfall totals. You know, some areas picked up over an inch of rain today, it looked like, across the valley, but the main rain fell out towards Overton. Man, did they see some rainfall earlier this afternoon. Those storms at about 6:30 produced some outflow in the city. This is what the radar looked like. If you follow this, you see that wind kind of push through the city, storms fired up along it, and that's when we got those stronger storms across town. Now, the good news is things quieting down, so all that water we saw sitting in town finally running off. We have Austin Carter. He's out. He was chasing some of the flooding around town. Austin, you're right up the street from the station. How are the roads?
Hey, Dan. Well, we are at Valley View in Sirius, and this was one of those intersections that was pretty much underwater just a little bit ago. The good news is, though, as you can see here, that water is pretty much receded and gone down, and we want to go to some video right now to show you what this intersection looked like just a little bit ago. Now this flooding these waters right after a flood advisory was issued by the National Weather Service for the Las Vegas Valley. After that, we started getting a lot of reports of a few roads in the area with water over them. Luckily, the city of Las Vegas tweeting out this evening that there were no weather-related incidents that caused any sort of property damage or life-threatening situations. But again, we did see a lot of these roadways and streets just completely inundated with those floodwaters. We even saw some reports of some of those swift water rescues. Luckily, we do know that no one was seriously hurt. We had some reports near Charleston and Nellis of a reported person in a wash. But again, you know, as these rough waters and these floodwaters do pop up, when we do get those flash flood warnings, officials are advising you to turn around and get out of that area. Reporting live, Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Thunder in the southwest part of the valley. Good Morning Las Vegas anchor Beth Fisher shared the video from near Rainbow and Russell. Beth said that thunder lasted for over an hour.
Ooh, date night in the Fisher house.
And these videos captured by one of our photographers shows rain coming down hard. This is near Grand Canyon and Sunset. You see that there. And thanks to viewer Kathy Robbins for sending us this video. You can see the rain coming down hard near Sky Canyon Park Drive in the evergreen community of Sky Canyon. And look at this. This is a time lapse of those storms moving in from our StratCam. As always, if you have some great pictures or videos to share, please send them to the desk at ktnv.com. And folks in Overton got the worst of today's rain. Check out these pictures Clark County tweeted out of the flooding there. You can see those roads just completely underwater. Clark County says it's making sandbags available for the people living there. And remember, we are your First Alert weather station. For the latest breaking news updates, download our free mobile app, and you can also use our interactive Doppler radar. Switching gears to a developing story now, a mother shot and killed, and her kids are the ones who found the body. Tonight, police are looking for the suspect. 13 Action News reporter Austin Duty pulling double duty tonight. Before going out to breaking news, he was able to speak to some neighbors in the area near Tropicana and Boulder Highway.
A Valley neighborhood turning into a crime scene Saturday after a woman was found dead inside of her home and the suspect on the run.
She literally lives right here. I just talked to her not too long ago. I talked to her yesterday before I went to bed.
John Reffner at a loss for words, learning his neighbor was found dead by one of her young daughters.
I'm speechless because it's literally happened right next to me.
Police say a child inside this home called 911 just before 9 this morning. That child saying her mother had been shot and was unresponsive, laying in a bed. A total of 2 kids were inside the home at the time, both of them under the age of 10.
The little girls literally found her dead. It's not cool.
And for more than 7 hours, Metro officers and detectives had the area taped off as they tried to piece together exactly what happened. Right now, Metro is looking for who they believe is the father of the 2 kids. Josh says he's seen him here before.
I honestly didn't think he was that type of person. Like, he seemed pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be out here every day and he'd be out there with his kids, playing with his kids.
Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Child Protective Services has been notified, but no word tonight on where the children are or how they're doing. Well, happening right now, a big part of the Spaghetti Bowl remains closed tonight. A live look now at the Spaghetti Bowl right now. NDOT says the MLK off-ramps from northbound I-15 and northbound 95 will remain closed until 5 Monday morning. Work crews are expected to demolish a freeway bridge during the closure. And remember, we've got your back for a look at current traffic conditions and ways around it. Just head over to ktnv.com/traffic. New tonight, the Culinary Union has reached an agreement with 2 more Las Vegas casinos. That's workers cheering after signing tentative agreements with Fremont and Main Street casinos. Union workers tell us the agreement covers over 755 workers. The union is still negotiating with 10 other casinos. Well, this November, Nevada could make history, becoming the first ever state with more women than men in the legislature. It's all thanks to more women running for office than ever before. I spoke with one candidate hoping to help our state break the glass ceiling. With a garage full of signs and flyers, lawyer Shay Backus has been pounding the pavement.
I figured I could do a lot more if I stepped up and served our state.
She's running as a Democrat for State Assembly in District 37 in the Northwest Valley, one of dozens of women in both parties on the ballot this fall.
We are working women, we're mothers, we're wives, we're doing a lot of things, and so it's just finding the time to do it.
And groups like Emerge Nevada are helping train women how to run and how to win.
Sometimes I think women need to just encourage other women to run for public office, and I needed that little push.
There are already a record 24 women in the legislature, one of the highest in the country. One of them, Senator Ivana Cancela, says they have a women's caucus in Carson City, and this year, with many inspired by the Women's March and women's rights under attack at the federal level, she hopes more will join them.
I think women are stepping up to say, not only is that not okay, but we're going to fight back in a massive way to make sure that women's rights are protected across the board.
In fact, this November, all it would take is 8 more women to win for Nevada to become the first state in the country with a female majority legislature.
Things do happen here. It's not just for an exclusive group of people to step up and be a political figure.
It's something Backus says voters are excited about as she goes door to door. A chance for the Silver State to break the glass ceiling.
The first majority legislature in our country. It's huge.
And I think it'd be something that we should celebrate across Nevada, regardless of political persuasion, because it really makes us the first in doing something that is truly historical.
And at the federal level, along with Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, if Jackie Rosen wins in November, both of Nevada's U.S. senators would be women, and so would potentially 2 out of our 4 seats in Congress. Looking ahead to next week now, survivors of the Parkland High School shooting will be in Las Vegas for a town hall. It's Monday at 6 p.m. at Sierra Vista High School. This is part of the March for Our Lives initiative. Valley students will join Parkland students for gun violence prevention, and Route 91 survivors will also be at the town hall. Tonight, Metro Police sending out another plea to all of us to be extra careful on the roads.
So we're out on the scene of yet another fatal accident that could have been avoided. Together, if we work as a community, we can prevent these fatalities and make this a better community for us all to live. Thank you. I hope not to see you again this weekend.
Police once again taking to social media to warn us about the dangers of jaywalking. The video is titled "Another Stupid Deadly Decision," and it was posted yesterday. It comes after a pedestrian was killed near Sahara and Maryland Parkway, and as you heard that officer say, that victim did not use a crosswalk. And that story has a lot of people fired up on Facebook. You see there, Scott Vica writes in part, "You were in the wrong for jaywalking. You're causing that dangerous situation. You have a responsibility to use the crosswalk." And Jeff Eggerding writes, "When I lived there, I wondered why the police were so hard on jayworkers, but I soon learned. Keep up the enforcement. You're saving lives." Check this out. Terrifying moments as 2 toddlers are dangling out a 3rd-floor window. Bystanders jumping into action.
Exotic animals living in a residential area with a man who had no permits, no licenses. The animals were sick. Find out what City Animal Control says was being done to exploit them.
And outside, rain falling across the city. I'm going to let you know if rain's going to continue in the overnight, coming up in your 13 for a slow forecast.
new video tonight showing a terrifying scene in Chicago. 2 toddlers dangling out a 3rd floor window. Bystanders who saw the kids performing their own rescue, 2 women placing themselves directly below the toddlers just in case. Then a man with a ladder in his truck pulled over, rushing in to help as well.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I was shaking. I wanted to cry. I'm like, I can't believe I'm seeing 2 babies hanging out the window.
Witnesses say the man with the ladder climbed up, put the babies back inside and closed the window. Police say there was an adult home at the time, but they didn't see what was happening. Illegal exotic animals in Valley neighborhoods forced to interact with the public for profit. Contact 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears exposes a man who says what he's doing with dangerous animals is nobody's business.
At just 7 months old, Vegas knows just where to bite the gate that keeps him confined. At 6 months, Paisley, a lilager, races lightning fast at another animal in an adjoining enclosure. The big cats are just doing what comes naturally, even though they're still cubs. And the fact that they're wild animals is precisely the reason their former owner, Jeff Lowe, is in trouble with the law. The events that led to Lowe's arrest began when animal control and city marshals descended on this Las Vegas home on Natalia Court.
When the city served a search warrant in November, they impounded a tiger, a lilager, and this lemur. According to vet records, the 2 cubs were sick. As part of the plea agreement, Lowe has to surrender the animals and pay $10,000 in restitution for their care.
In April, Lowe appeared before Las Vegas Judge Cedric Kearns via video link from jail, in custody for failure to appear at a previous court date in the same case.
There's accountability issues. And
he took a deal, pleading no contest to doing business without a license, and got a suspended jail sentence and stay out of trouble order.
That means no illegal activity, including animal violations.
Here's what led Lowe to court in the first place. He kept his exotic cubs at a home he rented near Tropical and Rainbow, charging a fee for private interactions with the baby animals without the required permits or inspections. On his website, he was also advertising the Jungle Bus, which would pick people up on the strip and take them to a top-secret hideout to play with tigers. Animal welfare advocates tipped off animal control.
And our big concern here is that they're breaking the bond between mother and cub, and they're putting the well-being of the animal second to their ability to make money off of them.
The city's vet records show Vegas and Paisley were both underweight when they were discovered by animal control. Both had severe diarrhea, UTI infections due to fecal contamination, giardia, which can be passed on to humans, and pancreatic conditions requiring lifelong treatment, which they will get in this southern Nevada sanctuary. And the animals weren't all that was taken from Jeff Lowe's house.
And so I'm aware of the firearms. You got ATF problems. I'm not even comfortable with him on the street, period.
This city property report shows marshals impounded multiple semi-automatic handguns and rifles at Lowe's home.
The firearms belong to another...
No, Mr. Lowe, don't talk about the firearms at all.
After his trouble in the city, Lowe moved to this home in the county near Ann and El Capitan. County Animal Control tried to make contact with him about more exotic animals in that house, but Lowe told us he'd already gone back to his home base in Oklahoma.
Lowe wouldn't talk on camera. Over the phone, he acknowledges he still comes to Las Vegas, but said it's just to do private parties with lucrative celebrity clients. He says he still rents homes here and admits he brings tiger cubs into hotel suites by rolling them through casinos in suitcases.
And if you're deliberately doing it wrong, you don't want anybody to know what you're doing.
Keith Evans is the owner of Lion Habitat Ranch.
Cattle get bigger and there'll be an incident.
See, so when they're this size.
Video of Lowe on Facebook contradicts what he said to us on the phone. He told us he bottle feeds his big cats from birth and no one is more knowledgeable about them than he is. When they get too big, he says he retires them to his USDA licensed Greater Wynnewood Exotic Animal Park in Oklahoma, where he says they live safe and healthy lives. But the video, shot by a British media company, shows Lowe being mauled by one of his lions.
Nope. Get out. I mean, I didn't think he was going to kill me, but you never do, you know. He was a bottle-raised baby, and just today he just wasn't in the mood to be played with.
After the attack, he adds,
Let's not let the guests see the blood.
Lowe is currently under investigation by the USDA, and controversy has followed him for years. Lowe says he also exhibits animals in Las Vegas on private plains and tribal land where he claims the long arm of the law can't reach him. He calls our local laws overreaching and reactionary, saying the entire system out here is anti-business and corrupt. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
Great reporting there, and Darcy tracked a pattern of problems not just with animals but with people too. We have more on that exclusively at ktnv.com. Well, if you're looking for a job, we're here to help. We're working with Nevada Job Connect to make sure you know about openings right here in the Valley. There's an opening for a part-time CDL driver with at least 2 years of experience, also an opening for a pre-hospital medical instructor, and an opening for a dental lab technician with at least 2 years of experience. Pay is $17 an hour. For more information on these jobs and other openings around the Valley, just go to ktnv.com/jobs.
Now, 13 First Alert Weather.
Well, anyone sick of the rain? I think so. We all love it. Well, we had plenty of it tonight across Las Vegas. Right now, looking at Desert Doppler, we're showing you where it's raining. You know, most of the valley is starting to dry out, but we are watching a few pockets of rain. Some heavier rain right now right around downtown. I wouldn't say heavier, but it's definitely still raining there right along the 515 towards Henderson. Zooming into Henderson, just some light showers here and there. We're watching a little cell also moving southward through Centennial Hills right now towards Summerlin. So some brief light rain still expected, but that's about it tonight. Everything else clearing out pretty nice. Now, we still have some flood advisories issued until 12:45, everything in green down towards the south. Some of these will issue actually a little before 12:45, but 12:45 is the latest. This one is for that storm that just sat over Moapa, Overton earlier this evening. They're just going to have water standing around until possibly the morning hours because so much rain fell in such a short period of time that water is going to take a while to run off into the lake. Rainfall totals, what an impressive day across southern Nevada. Mount Charleston today, 1 gauge picked up over 2.5 inches of rainfall. The most in the town was Mountain's Edge. That started about 6:30, lasted until about 8. They saw almost an inch of rain there. You can see Paradise, that's right by the airport, picked about 0.8 of an inch. The airport itself, just 800. So that's that official number that's going to fall down for Las Vegas today. With it, before the storms hit, man, was it hot today. Yeah, another day we added to 100. 34 days at 100 degrees. That's $3,400 donated. Here's your highs. We sat at 106 this afternoon before it started to rain. It was hot and sticky throughout the day. Temperatures cooled with the rain. Look at this. The coolest we have been since a couple days ago when it rained earlier. 80 right now. It is 78 Summerlin, 74 Southern Highlands, but there's a catch. It is so sticky outside. Look at the dew points in the 70s. This is very not typical of us. Luckily, we're going to watch those drop overnight tonight, so a little bit better tomorrow, but still sticky and then more comfortable later on this week. Now, as we go into tomorrow, we're going to dry out tonight, and by tomorrow, very, very slight rain chances, even for the mountains. We're going to be dry here in Las Vegas, it looks like, for your Sunday, about a 10% chance of rain. That's it across the town. Now, temperatures tomorrow, right about 105 degrees, mostly sunny. 10% chance of rain also on Monday, 107. It's going to be hot, luckily not as humid. Chance of rain, it picks up late Tuesday, lasting through Wednesday. Temperatures will drop because of that down to 103 by Wednesday. Overnight's very mild. Will be about 10% chance of rain again by Thursday. So a little bit less dry, a little bit less humid to start off next weekend. Tom.
All right, thanks, Dan. Well, right now, another man is caught pretending to be a cop. Tonight, police send out a warning. The one thing you need to do once you suspect something might be fishy. And don't forget to download KTNV Mobile. It's in the App Store and Google Play. It's free and lets you watch 13 Action News video anywhere you have mobile service. We'll be right back. New tonight, a suspect accused of impersonating a police officer in Arizona is under arrest. Authorities say he tried to pull over a Mustang. ABC's Clayton Sandell tells us who was inside that car and what police want you to do if you encounter a fake cop.
With all those flashing lights, it sure looks real. But investigators say this car and the cop driving it were fake.
This plate is not registered to an agency, correct?
Exposed when 44-year-old Matthew Desbro allegedly tried pulling over 2 real Arizona troopers in their unmarked yellow Mustang.
He had a full gun belt, similar to mine, with a Glock 9mm handgun.
Desbro, wearing a security guard uniform, was arrested for impersonating a police officer.
It's frustrating for us because we don't know who he's preying on.
And in California, a 14-year-old boy was just arrested a second time after officers say they found uniforms and badges in his home. He was once busted for driving this SUV, allegedly dressed as a deputy sheriff.
And in both cases, police say they want anyone who thinks they may have run into these alleged imposters to come forward. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
It's the rescue mission that captivated the world. 12 young boys and their soccer coach trapped in a cave for weeks, finally on the outside and recovering in the hospital. Tonight, they're sending their video messages from their quarantine hospital beds.
Hello, I'm Adun. Now I'm very fine. I'm very thank you so help me.
Glad they're okay, and all 13 say they are now on the mend and they're excited to get back to normal life and list off all the kinds of different foods they want to eat once they get back home. Well, tonight, a major medical breakthrough. It could help diagnose a debilitating disease, and it's all thanks to a helmet. We'll explain. Tonight's Healthy Living, we're tracking this brand new medical breakthrough that could help prevent Alzheimer's. It's called the Wavy helmet. You put it on and doctors can see how your brain is responding to different cognitive tests. Not only can it help detect problems like dementia, some doctors have even been using the helmets to discover concussions. Pretty cool there. And back here in the valley, the county has approved 2 new public art projects to beautify our valley. The first, an ode to Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra. The piece is called, you guessed it, the Rat Pack Crossroads. It'll be located where the streets named after the legendary singers meet. It's supposed to be finished next April. And the second project is planned for Mountain's Edge Baseball Park and will be completed by December. A few stories trending online tonight, a surprise for the royal couple, and the sweet life taken to a whole new level. We may live in the city with the best hotels, but wait till you hear how much this room would cost you to stay in. Right now, here's a look at some stories trending tonight. First up, the sweet life taken to another level. This hotel room in Boston can be yours for a cool $15,000 a night. 20-foot ceilings, retractable televisions, a private elevator, and a panoramic view of Boston Harbor, all at the push of a button. The hotel expects most people who book this suite will want it for 2 or 3 nights, and some will live here for weeks. Wow, must be nice. All right, well, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were surprised by a royal fan during their visit to Dublin earlier this week.
You can have it. No, it was for use. I was told you couldn't accept gifts though. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you.
A 19-year-old Irish student presented them with a hand-drawn portrait of their engagement photo you see there. The student said the guards had originally told her Harry and Meghan could not accept any gifts, but the Duke's mind was changed as soon as he saw that portrait. The artist told CNN she finished the drawing before the royal wedding in May. Pretty cool. All right, well, that's 13 Action News Live at 11. We're always on at ktnv.com, our mobile app, our Roku channel. From all of us here at Channel 13, have a good night and a great weekend. Thanks for watching, everyone.